Hey, how's it going, guys? Just wanted to kind of give you guys another update with how things are going, and I figured today would be a good day for me to kind of show you how things are starting to look around here. And this field right here was one of the first fields that we planted this past spring, and go ahead and get out for you. This was a field that I had taken a video of a while back when this field was still really green. It was an update video. And these are some really long, stringy beans. And I am still in amazement on how they look, considering the fact that there was a 3-inch downpour that came through the day after we planted these. But yeah, I mean, just look at how tall and stringy they are. How they're kind of falling over and just really potted up. They look really good, and hopefully we see a good yield come off of these beans because they're tall, they're stringy, and we might have to cut these on an angle. It just kind of depends on how they look. But I kind of looking out there in the field a little bit farther in the straight rows, they don't look like they're too awfully long and stringy, but just along here, we'll see how things go. And then the neighbor's corn across the way over here basically sums up how all the corn looks in our area. It's starting to turn yellow a little bit, not much. It still has a ways to go, but yeah, as of right now, I think we're probably going to be shelling corn before we're cutting beans. I'm not really too sure, but yeah, I'm pretty amazed again on how these look. I hope that I'm not working when we take these beans off. I'd really like to be here to see how they do. So yeah, harvest is on its way. It is coming. For those of you that are in the field now, I am 110% jealous. I'll admit it. I wish I was in a combine or a grain cart or a tractor right now, but I'm not. Just have to wait for the right time to get in the field. So that's pretty much it for the update part of the video. I'm gonna go ahead and do topic of the day for you guys. So to kind of sum this up, things are looking pretty good up here on the sand, the clay dirt. Those are gonna be interesting. So all right, time for topic. Okay guys, so I decided to talk about a certain topic that's kind of been affecting my area for quite some time now. In fact, this has been a pretty big issue for my neck of the woods, especially since where I live is part of the Lake Erie watershed, and that would be the algae bloom that's going on in the northern lakes. You know, I'm tired of seeing all this misinformation about, you know, what's causing the algae bloom, where the runoff is occurring, you know, what's what is causing this algae bloom to happen in the lakes, and why we can't clean it up, and what the real main cause is for this algae bloom. So right off the bat, and before I get any further into this topic, I just want to let you guys know that I don't want to see any negativity or any fights down in the comment section below. And I'm going to say it like it is, and I'm going to provide you guys with facts and things that are true, and just kind of sum up some of the misinformation that's been said about the algae bloom. So first things first, people are saying that it's 110% the farmers. It's nothing else. It's farm, ag-related runoff coming from the fields, and that is what's causing it. That is the main problem. That is false, 100% false. Farmers do contribute to part of the algae bloom. I will be the first to admit it. When runoff happens, it happens, and we don't do it on purpose. We're not purposely, we're not over applying our fields with fertilizer and, thinking, oh, there's runoff, big whoop. We don't want to waste product. That's something that you guys need to think about. Why would we go and put a crap ton of fertilizer on our fields just to have a good chunk of it run off into the lake? That's a waste of money, it's a waste of time, and it's a waste of fuel. So that's one thing that I wanted to mention right off the bat, was that we don't over fertilize our fields, and we don't do what these people in town and the city and the higher ups are saying that we do. That's just not what we do. Like I said, waste of time, money, and fuel. So why over fertilize? Why would we use a product that we don't need to use on a field? And a lot of the stuff nowadays is variable rated. Okay, so we're only putting on what we need when it comes to fertilizer. We're not putting on too much, we're not putting on too little. We're putting on what is needed, so that there isn't runoff. So, yeah, again, that's item number one, is that we're not over fertilizing on purpose, and we're actually doing our part to prevent runoff. We're trying no-till systems. We're trying the usage of cover crops, and we're doing things to our planter to where we don't have to use as much fertilizer, and we can variable rate things. And so farmers are definitely doing their share in trying to prevent runoff. And we've been hammered and regulated about this stuff for quite a few years now, and it's kind of getting old because of the fact that we're not the main problem. The main problem that there is an algae bloom in the lake is because the city of Toledo and all the towns and cities north of here, up and around Toledo and whatnot, the city dumps hundreds of thousands of gallons of raw sewage into the lake. Raw sewage. That is human waste. Therefore, fertilizer. So, hundreds of thousands of gallons of raw sewage plus sunlight is going to cause an algae bloom. I've had my granddad, my great granddad and my granddad, they used to apply 200 to 250 pounds of fertilizer on their fields per acre. They did that for years, and there was never an algae bloom. Why all of a sudden is it the farmer's fault? We don't do that anymore. We don't put on 250 pounds of fertilizer anymore. We haven't done that in years. You know, like I said before, we're decreasing the amount of fertilizer that we need to put on these farms. So we've been doing our share for, a very long time. So, again, just to kind of sum up what I've talked about so far, yeah, the farmers do contribute to the runoff. But we are a very, 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 very little, and I mean little, very little portion of the algae bloom in the lake. Why it happens. And then you also have to consider, and I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not bashing fertilizer companies. I'm not bashing golf courses. But, there's another source of fertilizer. Getting fertilized, fertilizing lawns all the time. I work for a landscaping company, if you guys can't tell. And some of the yards that we mow have gotten fertilized 4 to 5 times this year. From the time spring started all the way up until now, there's still yards that are getting fertilized right now. You know how many times we have fertilized our yard at home? Once. One time. It was 16 fertilizer. We put it on the yard once, and that was it. I believe it was 16. It was either 16 or it was weed and feed. Now that I think about it, it was weed and feed. I apologize. So, weed and feeded the yard once, and our grass has been green all year. It's been growing phenomenal all year with one application. So why do people need to have their yards fertilized 3 to 4 times a year, if not more? So I guess what I'm trying to get at, guys, is that there's many sources of fertilizer and runoff that goes into the lake. It's not just us farmers. It never has been just the farmers. I was passing a fertilizer guy today, was going down the road. He was off the side of the road, and he had dumped a bunch of fertilizer on the road. Cleaned up most of it, but there was still residue and there was still fertilizer on the road. Where do you think that's going to go? It's going to go down the drains there on the roads, and guess where it's going to go? So, in conclusion, we're not the main reason that there's runoff. There's many, many, many sources of fertilizer that gets into the lake, and I just named them all off. And again, I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not bashing the golf courses. I'm not bashing the fertilizer companies. You guys are just doing your jobs. If somebody calls and says, yeah, I want my yard fertilized, you guys got to go fertilize their yard. I get that. So again, not bashing anybody, and I want to get that, through everybody's minds that watches this video, that I'm not bashing anybody, and I'm not trying to point fingers, but I'm tired of people pointing fingers at people like me. Seeing it on the news, seeing it on social media, that algae bloom continues because of ag runoff. That is not true. And I've been dealing with this my whole life. Misinformation about agriculture in general. Farmers abusing their animals. Saying that, milking hurts cows, and that taking the wool off of a lamb hurts them, and that people would rather go naked than wear clothes. And, it's just, people need to they need to educate themselves. Go visit a farm. Go see what actually happens on a farm. We're not these terrible people that, abuse animals and, over fertilized farms, and we're not these bad people that everybody claims that we are. We are human beings. We are civilized human beings, and we're not terrible people. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I could keep on going about the algae bloom, but I figured I just wanted to kind of set some things straight. It's not just the farmers, it's anything that has to do with fertilizer. If there's a spill, if there's a leak, if there's runoff, it's gonna happen. So if you guys could please do me a favor, if you're one of these people that are spreading the misinformation, please stop. You're wrong. You've never been right. Just stop spreading misinformation about stuff that you know nothing about. And it's time for all of us farmers to take a stand and say that this is BS. All this misinformation that's been said about us, it's complete BS. It's uncalled for, and why somebody would want to spread information that's not true about something that they know nothing about, I guess they don't have anything else better to do, and don't have a job. I really don't know. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, please, no negativity or fights down in the comments below. And if you guys still think that it's just the farmers and nobody else, then shame on you. So again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. For those of you that are in the field, I hope you guys are getting her done. Hope the yields are looking good, and hope things are staying in one piece. And we will see you guys on the next one, and hopefully the next one will be in a piece of equipment. If I do get some free time, I would like to do a couple more topic of the day videos, but we'll just have to wait and see. So we'll see you guys on the next upload, and thanks again for watching.